Phantom. I'll just put out like Phantom Liberty is so fucking good. I'm
Okay.
keen for you guys to get through it and see what you think. But you guys just yeah, you didn't finish the base game yet either.
Yeah, no, I'm still going through the game. I know Jason made it significantly farther than I did. But so yeah, it'll definitely be some time before I get there. Because also now I'm trying to play Liza P as well, so like kind of
Yeah,
balancing games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
But
don't
I'm
know how
definitely
far I
excited.
Liza
was close
P.
to the end of the first Cyberpunk. I know I had gotten past where you take on the role of Johnny Silverhand, and he's basically shooting his fucking gun off, and you're getting the nuclear bomb
Oh
out
yeah,
or
yeah, yeah. That's pretty.
whatever.
That's at the right before the
But
title card, isn't it?
no, this is for way further into the game.
Oh, okay.
There's a couple things. The first one that you're talking about is when you see him at the rock band.
Yeah, and then
And
he
then
goes to the
there's
top of the
later.
hella thing, and then you use the gun to shoot or whatever, and you plant the nuke.
Yeah, I think
There's
Yeah,
another
I
one.
think there's three acts, and each act ends with
has
a
a
Johnny
version of that.
Silverhand.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I was on the third act then.
Got it.
So
Yeah.
I was pretty close, damn. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean the third act is either like an hour or like 20 hours. Like it really depends
Mhm.
what path you take and like what choices you make. So you could be almost finished or like nowhere near.
Yeah, I definitely noticed that, like especially too with things like the brain dance or whatever the fuck
Mhm.
it's called. Like, there's so many things that you can completely get sidetracked on. And Jason didn't know, but I like when I went deep into the lore, love the fact that it came from like a tabletop game, and then they like of course turned it into like a legit thing. But yeah, the fact that
Interesting.
Cyberpunk can have such like had such deep lore already, and the whole like cyber psycho aspect and all of that, the lore just got me so deep into this entire fucking thing. And like the
Mhm.
fact that there's just like constantly new iterations and more expansions on this world, but also they are like there's so many different stories that can be explored within that world, that it's just like the possibilities seem pretty much fucking endless. So yeah, that I'm curious to see like if this becomes like a GTA type thing for them, where in the future, like if they're gonna like try to kind of maybe like make more in this type of vein and just continue to kind of upgrade the type of gameplay or what it is, or if maybe they'll try to make more like of a longer forever game. I hope they don't do that, because I don't like the whole season type situation. But yeah, no, it is definitely one of the most lore rich ones. And we started the anime actually over on
Mhm.
Netflix. In the first episode, I was already sold. That anime is like really good, so I have to go back and finish that as well. But yeah, and the characters, they're just so enthralling, like Adam
Yeah.
Smasher and fucking Johnny Silver. Now I still stand by Keanu is not a good voice actor. I'm sorry, I stand by that. But otherwise, like, yeah, I'm definitely enjoying it. So other
Yeah.
game wise, I don't remember, has there been any other game news that's happened recently?
Yeah, I haven't seen. I've just been um, playing. I
Uh-huh.
think it's a good time to recommend it to everyone because I think with 2.0 and Phantom Liberty, it genuinely is. I think I want to finish it, but
Uh-huh.
at the moment, I think it might be my favorite game.
Okay.
Um, I think the Phantom Liberty stuff they've added is so bloody good, and
Yeah.
like the way it interacts with the main story kind of makes me not separate the two into separate things. So
Uh-huh.
as the one like Cyberpunk, I think it's definitely story-wise, it's past like The Last of Us now with what I've seen in Phantom Liberty so far as
Okay.
my favorite like story
They had an
game.
Idris Elba trailer that was really interesting that I absolutely adored. I don't
The
know
one
how
on
that
the
train.
train.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
that
yeah,
was pretty
interesting.
crazy.
I
The mhm.
I'll say because I found this really interesting yesterday on stream. Someone was asking if I'd seen the cinematics, so I went and watched them
Yeah.
before doing the fourth mission. So there's like 16, so I was pretty early in,
Uh-huh.
but I only thought there was a couple. But right before the fourth mission, I watched that, and in the fourth, I don't know why they've done this cinematic, but they've released it, so it's fine to say. The fourth mission is when they reveal what happened on the train.
Okay.
Like your character doesn't know for the first three, so I was like,
Okay.
wait, this cinematic
Oh,
just did
I
this
It
spoil
just
me on
watched the
something?
spoiled.
trailer.
Okay, yeah, it just spoiled. Okay, yeah, that's interesting. I
And then I
didn't.
played like another 30 minutes of the game, and then Idris's character started talking about it, and I was like, oh my god, this was supposed to be
like a big
a
reveal.
thing.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah, because I didn't know if Idris was actually be like playable or if just like an NPC or what it was going to be there. But that definitely was interesting. We'll move swiftly off that then, since Jason, doesn't want to hear anymore.
I stay out of my head to the depths of the universe. It's a spell or a chance just to open up a newer curse. If I swim too far, then my head goes under. If we take it as it is, then there ain't no wonder. It's hard to imagine that just one little blunder, it created a whole universe.